everything that relates to the STR tax loophole.
But we're going to go through specific mistakes that real estate investors and short-term rental owners are making.
The STR tax loophole mini course. Brandon will cover every single last thing. Welcome everyone to the STR tax loophole mini course. I'm here with Brandon Hall from Hall CPA, and we are going to cover everything that relates to the STR tax loophole and everything that you need to know. Now, we have a couple of things that we want to highlight before you get into this, specifically the fact that you should not be buying real estate just to take advantage of the STR tax loophole. That should be the cherry on top of everything, okay? And we will cover, Brandon will cover every single last thing about what you need to know to be able to materially participate in the STR tax loophole, how it works, what section of the code it is in, and how it all came to be, and how we actually discovered it in the first place, which is the coolest thing. Brandon is quite literally the grandfather of the STR tax loophole, even though it's only been since 2020 that he's really been talking about it to everybody. But we're going to get into all the nitty-gritty details, make sure you understand every single last thing about it. But Brandon has one thing he wants to mention about audits.
Yeah, thanks, John. I'm really excited to be here. And just so that everybody knows, I run Hall CPA, which is a national accounting firm. We've got about 1,000 clients nationwide. Every single one of them invests in rental real estate. Short-term rentals are obviously booming, which is why we're here, and we're going to talk about it. We're going to ramp up. We're going to start kind of like with the fundamentals of the passive activity loss rules and sort of like ramp up into real estate professional status, the short-term rental loophole. And it might get a little bit overwhelming because I'm going to start saying treasury regulations, and there's a CCA and we'll explain all of that a little bit later on. But the purpose of sharing the more technical stuff with you is so that you can listen to it and re-listen to it and actually notate these things that I'm sharing with you and take them back to your own accountant and hold them accountable to good quality tax returns and good quality advice, because the audits are ramping up drastically, like a 2,000% increase. And that's hyperbole, but that's what we've personally experienced just with the inbound requests for, please help me, I'm being audited and my accountant can't help me. These audits are coming down and they are attacking real estate investors, not just short-term rental investors, but we're going to go through specific mistakes that real estate investors and short-term rental owners are making that make them lose audits. We're also going to be talking about in that session, which is at the end of this course, specific questions that you can ask your accountant to determine if they have the technical capabilities to service you, because it's really hard to find an accountant that, like if you ask them generalized questions, they can easily just tell you what you want to hear. So you want to ask them specific technical questions that they have to kind of say, yeah, this is how we would do it. And then you, as a result of this course, will know if that answer is correct or incorrect. So the purpose of this is to help you have more sophisticated conversations, ask better questions with your own accountant. And it's really for everybody of all levels. If you're just starting short-term rental investing, or if you have 10 short-term rentals, if you're on the more sophisticated, the larger size, the ramp up here, the first two sessions, I don't know if we're going to be like that value add, but that audit session is really going to help you.
Beautiful. This is extremely detailed, a lot of information. Like you said, we're going from beginners to expert. We covered the basics, like understanding how this even came to be in the first place, which to me was extraordinarily helpful to get to wrap my head around this entire logic and what we're getting ourselves into, or what other people are getting themselves into, right? With all that being said, guys, let's jump into it. I think you're really going to enjoy this. It is going to be extremely beneficial. So let's jump in.